If you're thinking about cruising on the MSC Seascape ship, I'm taking you deck by deck so you can see every major area before you book. Quick disclaimer, this was my 11th cruise but my first MSC cruise, so at first the ship layout was confusing, but of course as the days go by, you will learn the ship. This was on a 7-day sailing. So first we're going to start from deck 6 and go up. This deck is where you'll find a lot of the shops, including the chocolate and gelato shop. There is a lot of seating because this area is also known as Times Square. This is where they host the various dance classes and trivias while you're on board. These stairs lead you up to the casino, which you will see later in the video. Keep in mind that this video was recorded on a port day at around 8 a.m., so that is why the shops are closed and the ship is pretty empty. Now, given that MSC is an Italian-style cruise line, instead of a candy shop, they have a chocolate and gelato shop, which is very unique. Now, please note that the chocolate and gelato all come at an extra cost. What I like about this area is that the decor is very nice. It's perfect for some pictures with your sweet treat, and they have a decent amount of seating. If you like chocolate or love chocolate, then this area is perfect for you. They had a wide selection of chocolate bars, truffles, and other treats. They even had a chocolate MSC cruise ship. I personally prefer gelato, so it was nice to see the variety of flavors for that. Now we're looking at the atrium area, which is what you see when you first board the ship. It is an open, multi-level area where live music is played and several parties are held. There are beautiful crystal staircases which are perfect for pictures, and there is a bar on the lower deck 5 as well as a shine bar on this deck. On both sides, there is a lot of seating, and during the day, you can see the water through the floor-to-ceiling windows, which is very nice. And then as you turn the corner, you'll see one of the restaurants for dinner. This was the restaurant I went to for the 9 p.m. seating every night. Now we'll look at deck 7, which is the Mykonos deck. So first you're going to see another complimentary restaurant. This one for my sailing was for not a specific seating time, but they'll just assign you a table when you walk up. And then you'll walk this very nice walkway, which is nice, of course, again, for pictures or videos. And then over to your right, you'll see this nice parachute that had different backgrounds. A lot of people took pictures there. And then on the way to Le Cabaret Rouge, which is the nightclub, you'll also see the Skyline restaurant. Welcome to Le Cabaret Rouge, which is the nightclub. It is a 2-level nightclub, but they also have karaoke in there. They have several game shows throughout your sailing. Of course, they have a bar, and there is so much seating in here. They have really nice decor. It's red, black, velvet decor. And of course, this is 8 in the morning when all the window shades are open, but at night, it gives off a very elevated, sexy adult vibe. Now, one thing I will say, MSC, of course, is a family-friendly cruise line. But what I was surprised about is that the nightclub did not have an age limit. There wasn't someone at the door checking to make sure people were 18 or 21 after a certain period of time, because there were definitely children in there. And I mean late at night, like 10, 11 o'clock. And I'm like, isn't there a teens club for that? But hey, it is what it is. They do have a champagne and wine bar on this other side of the atrium. Now it's time to take a look at the casino on board. It's a pretty nice casino. I didn't play, but it's a very nice space to walk through. They have a lot of slot machines, of course, and different tables. And then in the center, there is a bar. They do have some small TVs in there as well. And then, of course, the other side is more slot machines. And then, as I mentioned earlier, this area is right above the Times Square area. Now let's look at the Cora Theater, which is where all the major productions are held, as well as the comedy show and the Honor Our Heroes event. Now you can enter on the 6th floor on the lower deck, but you'll kind of walk in through the front. Here is the entrance from deck 7. There is a lot of seating in here. I love that there's kind of no bad seat in the house, just the way they built it. But yeah, I saw a lot of nice shows on this cruise. I absolutely love the productions. Now let's go to deck 8. The first thing we're gonna look at is the gym, which is one of my favorite places on board. I went, I believe, 4 times out of the 7 days. I was shooting for 7, but it did not happen. Anyways, the equipment in here is top notch, y'all. Like, when I tell you you can like play a game while you're pushing the weight, it's hard to explain. You really just gotta get on this ship and try it to understand what I'm talking about. I'll have probably like a short video showing it, But you guys, it's so nice in there. They have some free weights, some racks, free weights of course, and they have different stability balls, just everything you really could need on a cruise ship, considering you are moving half of the time you're on the ship. They also had a piercing shop. I didn't see people in there, but once again, this was early in the morning. There is a Smith machine, and yeah, I mean, this was honestly one of my favorite spots on board. It was never crowded. They have the ellipticals, they have some Stairmasters, and yeah, this nice full-length mirror that I walked by, and so many treadmills. Like I said, it was never packed. They even have stationary bikes and just all you really could need. I love the floor-to-ceiling windows because when I was on the treadmill, I was able to just look out to the ocean. They also have the row bikes, and then they also have a spinning studio, which I will say is an extra charge. So I don't know if anyone really signed up for that. I definitely didn't because I just ran on the treadmill to do my cardio, but it would have been nice if they were included in the cost of your fare. Here are some more mirrors to the left, and yeah, just walking out of the gym. And then as you exit the gym, you will see the entrance to the spa. Of course, on every cruise ship, they have several different services. I love that they also have a barbershop, which is pretty cool. All of this is, of course, an extra charge. I'm not sure how much these services run, but they do have different packages for, massages, any treatments that you may want. Another cool area on deck 8 is the sports bar. Not only is it a sports bar, they also have slot machines for the people that want to gamble. They have a nice bar in the middle. They have this huge screen right here. The World Cup was happening during my sailing, so that was pretty cool. There is a decent amount of seating in here, but I will say if there is a major sporting event, then you will need to arrive early. This is a port day, so this is 8 a.m. Everyone's still sleeping, getting breakfast, or they are out doing their excursion. And then this nice hidden jacuzzi that most may not have seen is over on this deck. So you're gonna get there from the sports bar, and there is the jacuzzi. This actually happened to be right below my room, so I was able to see when there were people in there and when there was not. And if you want to get in a good spot, take some good pictures, then early morning is best because as soon as everyone wakes up, people are in the pools, they're in the jacuzzis. Now, what I loved most about this area is these sections. You guys, look at how cool this is. There's a nice section here and you have your TV. So you come with your family, come with some people you met on the cruise, and sit in that section and watch whatever you want to watch. And there was that big one, there's like a medium-sized one, and these are just super cool because you don't have to sit at the bar, sit at just a table where the TV's far away. You can literally have your own section where you're watching the TV. Not only do they have the big sections, but they even have small little sections that can probably fit 2 to 4 people comfortably. But yeah, it's overall a great place to hang out, watch the games, have some drinks, or play the slot machines. As you leave the sports bar, you'll see Ola Tacos and Cantina. They have a small bar and of course the restaurant, which is a small specialty restaurant. They have tacos, nachos. This restaurant is not included in the cost of your cruise fare, so you do have to pay extra for it. And then on this floor, you also see the MSC shop with all the MSC merch. Next, you will go into the Loft Cafe, which for this day, they had a breakfast buffet, and they also have a bar in there. What I noticed about this area is they have different meetups, and they have live music in there as well. Overall, just another great area on deck to meet with other people, have some drinks, enjoy some live music, and meet other people. And then if you walk outdoors and on the side, you will see the Infinity Bridge, which is one of the many see-through walkways on the MSC Seascape. And this bridge leads to the adults only area, which features the infinity pool. There are tables and chairs and of course the normal beach chairs, but what I don't like is there is no shade over here. So you will just be baking, whether you're sitting there just having a drink because there is a bar of course, or you're just want to read a book. I would not sit there because it can get hot. Here is the view from the other bridge that I will show a little bit later. And yeah, overall, not my favorite adult only area. This nice walkway is nice for pictures. And one other feature they have back here is more gelato. So that was actually where I got my gelato the first day. And yeah, that's basically the adult only area on the ship. And then if you enter these double doors, you will find another kind of hidden gem, which is the Uptown Lounge. I know they did host the veterans event in there and maybe the solo traveler meetups, but it's just a nice chill place to just relax and meet people. But I wish this was, instead of just a lounge, I wish this was a comedy club. I feel like it's small though, so they would have to have multiple comedy shows, but I think it being tucked away to the back is very nice, and it just would have been so nice as a comedy club venue. And then as you walk out, you will walk in the hallway where there are all these specialty dining options. First, on this side, you'll see Ocean K, which is the seafood specialty restaurant, and then next to that is the sushi restaurant. Once again, these are both extra charges. You can do like different packages. I believe it was like 2 specialty dining for $99, 3 for a different price. I know you can book these packages beforehand, or you can do it on board. They do have people at each restaurant to help with reservations. Next to that, they do have a hibachi restaurant, which is always very nice if you are with a big party or even not and you want to meet other people. That is a nice way to do that. And then they have some more seating right here as you wait for your reservation, and of course another bar. And then as you keep walking, you will see the wine cellar, which is actually a very nice feature. I didn't see people in there, so I don't know how that works, but that is in case you are interested. And then next to that is the Butcher's Cut specialty restaurant, which I believe is the steakhouse. As you can see, all the specialty restaurants are quite small, so you do need to have reservations because they just don't see as many people as the complimentary restaurants, of course. But since this was my first MSC cruise, I did not book any specialty dining. To be honest, the buffet food and the complimentary dinner restaurant was so good, I didn't even feel like I needed to go into specialty restaurants, but I will next time. Now, decks 9 through 15 are all staterooms, so there is nothing for me to show, but if you want to see how the stateroom looked, then you can check out the video above. Next, we're going to go to deck 16. Now, this is where the marketplace is, which is the buffet, and one of my favorite places on board, the Jungle Pool Lounge. I was in awe. The decor in this area is so nice, so unique. Now, unlike the adult-only area, they have cushion beach chairs, so that was very nice. They have these nice tiger statues, and look at that, you guys. It is an open area, but it can also close. So what's nice is it can be open during the day, and then they close it during the night. And yeah, guys, once again, if you want to get in the pool or the jacuzzi early, do it at 8 a.m. when everyone's eating or still sleeping. These chairs were so comfortable. Like, this was my go-to spot when I wanted to read my book, because I read a whole book from beginning to end while on this 7-day cruise. Now, it can get quite noisy, of course, on the port days once everyone gets back around maybe 12-ish to 1 after everyone's ate lunch. But overall, since there's so many different places that people can be at, it's just a really nice option for some family fun. Another thing is they have a bar and more gelato, of course. Once again, gelato is not included. They do have ice cream cones that you can get in the buffet, but they do have a gelato area here if you do want to purchase that separately. Also on deck 16 is the Marketplace Buffet and Restaurant, which is all complimentary. First, when you walk in, they have the hand washing station. They also have hand sanitizers, but it's nice that they also have this sink with soap. There are so many different sides, so you don't have to walk to the first line that you see, because there's going to be one around the corner or the other side. The food in here was good, and I'm not even a buffet person. Literally on my other cruises, I avoid the buffet like crazy. They also have designated beverage areas for your water, lemonades, and your juices. If you do want soda or any other specialty drink, then of course that is an extra charge. This was recorded during breakfast time, so of course they have hot breakfast. You get your eggs, bacon, hash browns, all of that. They always have fruit out there, which is very nice, and salads as well. And one thing I also loved about MSC's buffet is they have different smoothies every day, and you'll see them right on this area. They even have granola and little chia seeds, overnight oats, so that's where you see right there, and I love that. I was grabbing 2 smoothies per morning, okay? So that was very nice. You see me grabbing one right now. They also have a build your own sandwich area, a cereal, yogurt, and jelly area. So really anything you can think of for breakfast, they have it. It is not just the same thing in every single section. So that is very nice. I'm telling y'all, probably the best buffet I've been to on a cruise ship. Now this is getting toward the back of the buffet, and as you turn this corner is where you will see the omelet station. All you have to do is get in line and tell them what you want, and I personally just like to wait there, and then after getting the omelet, get my other food, because I've gotten the reverse before and then my other food kind of got a little bit lukewarm by the time my omelet was ready. Of course, they also have waffles and pancakes. So yeah, like I said, the buffet area, 10 out of 10, to be honest with you. I was cleaning my plates, and I'm normally not doing that. Then as you walk in this backside, there is another bar and more seating with just nice views of the back of the ship. And that is where you'll see the Bridge of Sighs, which is technically another infinity bridge, but on a higher deck compared to deck 8. If you're scared of heights, then I recommend sticking to the infinity bridge on deck 8. But if you're a brave one or you're not bothered, then this is a beautiful view. Even if you look down, it's not that scary, because at the end of the day, you are still on the ship. But it has very nice views when the ship is moving of just like the back of the ship, of course. And like I said, it overlooks the adults only infinity pool, which is 8 decks below. And then as you walk to the end of the bridge, on the other side, there is more seating if you want to eat outdoors. Once again, there is not much shade, but this day was kind of gloomy, so it actually would have been a good time to eat out there. But it's just another option instead of eating in the kind of claustrophobic food area, which is super loud because everyone's running around trying to get their food and talk. Okay, so you go up these stairs right there, and here is the marina pool, which is deck 18. This is the largest area where they have the sail-away party, as well as like the nighttime parties, like the all white night, the glow party. And then they have that big screen where they have the movies that they have every single night. They have a new movie. This is pretty cool. You can walk up these stairs and just a sitting area. Maybe if you just want to sunbathe, I don't know, maybe have a dance little session right there. And yeah, it's just a beautiful sight to see. Once again, not much shade, but you're on the cruise in the middle of the ocean, so not much shade to be expected. And then of course they have a bar, and then as you go up these stairs, one cool feature that you will see on this ship is Robotron, which is like a robotic ride. I do know it is extra. I believe it was anywhere between like $12 to $15 if I'm not mistaken. And then we are headed towards the back of the ship where they have all the fun slides and like the water park for the little ones. And if you're an adult, you can use the slides as well. And then if you take these stairs up, then you'll go to the sports court, which they use for basketball, dodgeball, and pickleball. If you keep going, you will see more jacuzzis, and then there are the Top 19 and the MSC Yacht Club exclusive only area. So now that's it for the ship tour. If you're deciding whether MSC Seascape is worth it, my upcoming videos will be more detailed overview of the food, entertainment, cabin, and whether I'd sail with MSC again.